Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome to our channel, and thanks for logging on. If you enjoy these videos, please subscribe to our YouTube channel right here at Watchbox Reviews. I would really appreciate it, and I promise to update daily. If you love this watch, you can see it, and you can purchase it on our website, thewatchbox.com. And today we are discussing an emblematic Jaeger-Lecoultre complication in perhaps its most appealing iteration. The original Geographic was launched in 1989, but its design dated rather quickly. It's marked as a child of the 80s by its fluted lugs and bezel. In comparison, this 1996 to 2004 model, the first master Geographic, is handsome, powerful, potent, and at 38 millimeters in diameter, 46.2 millimeters lug-to-lug, it is universal in its sizing. I can recommend it for a wrist as small as 13.5 centimeters circumference. My wrist, of course, 16, so you can see it in proportion. It's a slim watch. 12 millimeters thick means it'll slip underneath any cuff, especially with that domed bezel. The spacing between the lugs is 19 millimeters. The factory strap is a handsome piece. Get close and you can see that the strap is large rectangular scale alligator leather, semi-gloss finish, medium brown, monotone stitch, folded edge, calfskin on the underside. It is a new JLC factory strap, and appreciate the fact that the factory strap made by Camille Fournet of Paris is a handsome piece, so I recommend you start with this one before you accessorize. The clasp is Jaeger-Lecoultre's first generation deployant clasp. When you open it up and you see a channel down the center, you're looking at the second generation. So this was a huge upgrade over the pin buckles that came before and provides robust protection against accidental droppage while donning or removing. The case band is simple and strong. You can see it's fairly massive, sheer, and it contributes to the sporting appearance of this case. It doesn't look like a dress watch in profile, partly because the lugs are so massive. Their only real nuance is a small transitional bevel from their hoods to their flanks, and you can see that at the ends. Now, there is a pusher adjuster in the flank for the radial date display, and the crown, you can see, is set relatively low in the case because it is a modular complication. The case back is a hunter. We'll talk about what that means in a moment. And then there is an adjuster at 10 o'clock that you use to cycle the Geographic complication. Let's get everything back in focus. Okay, that's under control. Now let's say I want to change my time zone. Now I'm in New York. Well, you can see that second time zone, which is settable independently using the crown. Let me demonstrate that. You can move it independently. You can then adjust it so that it keeps track of a reference time zone that you can set quite easily, and it does all the math. You can even see that there is a day-night indicator right next to it, so you know when not to call friends, family, and far-flung business associates. So it operates as a sort of a hybrid of a GMT, a world time, and a dual time. There is a radial date display that you adjust with the pusher, and then there is an indicateur reserve de manche. You can see there is a power reserve indicator on this watch. Let's see if we can get the light to catch it. Because the dial is so incredibly deep, you can see the flange, and then there's a step down from the flange. It has incredible volume and nuance when you see it in person, but it's also difficult to capture on camera. You can see outboard all the indices are hand applied, diamond polished and faceted dart style rose gold. The hands at center likewise are rose gold. There's a vaulted Jaeger-Lecoultre logo over the top that I adore, and then a JL motif just above. You can see that there are 24 reference cities. One is actually left open between the Azores and Rio, so that's going to be your mid-Atlantic, and those 24 cities represent the 24 principal time zones of the world for easy adjustment. Now, the case back is solid gold and hinged. You can see the individual numbering referring to its sequence in watches receiving the Master 1000 Hours control. 1000 hours, a test of winding efficiency, power reserve, water resistance, and chronometric performance. Introduced in 1992 and then spread across the line, it became the first truly challenging in-house testing standard to surpass the COSC's bare movement requirements, and it became hugely influential in that regard. Now, the case back is solid gold, and it contributes over 1.5 ounces to the movement itself, and that's important because JLC doesn't short you that gold when giving you the display case back. They give you the display case back and you get the gold, so the watch gives you the best of both worlds. The inside of the case back can be used for customization if you want to engrave some initials. You can see there's an engine turned perlage in there, and if you look at the movement itself, let's see how close we can get without corrupting the focus. Back then, JLC always adjusted these calibers in 6 positions, one more than the chronometer standard of 5. 38 joules, this is caliber 929/3. Hacking seconds, 42-hour power reserve. It features the geographic complication, the radial date, the power reserve indicator. It beats away at 28,800 vibrations per hour, and as you can see, it is a high-grade balance with that stop seconds function. It's a bidirectional winding system, and you know this, first because it doesn't freewheel in either direction, but because you can see that unique unidirectional reversing system. So it effectively winds the barrel in one direction, allowing the rotor to move in either direction. You can see how that reversing rocker system works. It ensures that the barrel is only engaged in one direction even though the movement winds in both. Finish on this generation of JLC caliber was higher than what they make today. There was more hand execution, and if you loop this watch you can see it. Broadly speaking though, the refinements include a 21 karat winding mass, stripes across the bridges, stripes across the rotor. There's a wonderful frosted finish on the base plate, and then all of the screws are true kiln-fired, heat-blued, and oxidized. 50 meters water resistant. This watch gives you an awful lot of capability and complication for a reasonable amount of money. It's a lovable timepiece. Let me see what I can do about the light in this box. Get everything in focus. It's a timepiece that has great depth, elegance, and versatility. A handsome one I would love to wear myself, and possibly the best version of the Geographic. This is the Jaeger-Lecoultre Master Geographic. Master Geographic Lume Shot.